Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Okay.
Morning.
All right. Well, so this will become the new Doc of Detox Clinic. Okay. And it's going to be specializing in, not just treating people, but in training people to how to look after themselves. Everybody, you ever notice something? Everybody continually goes for treatments. Why are they continually going for treatments?
They're not getting healed.
Because they're not getting healed. That's right. You know what? Right now there are probably about 1,000 times more natural health practitioners than there is medical practitioners, and people aren't getting healed. There's a problem with that. So the first thing that we have to do is, and most people aren't going to get this, when people come into our clinic, you know, we will work on you, of course, on your condition, but the condition you're in here is 1,000 times more powerful than the condition you have here. Every one of you who have any type of symptoms, or you call them diseases, but there are no diseases. There's only messages from your body. And it means you're out of alignment, which means that you're not really loving and caring for yourself. And that's the bottom line. Everybody wonders why I talk about love and care and unconditional love for yourself. And understand something. It is not some kind of flaky thing. Okay? All right? And I don't want to get, I don't know what the word would be. I'm not trying to do this or trying to bring the thunder down. But, you know, that's why they murdered Jesus. Because Jesus was trying to teach unconditional love, because if you have that, you would say no to anything that didn't vibrate at your level of feeding your spirit. So the reality is just to open up a clinic and take people's money and treat them, okay, is moronic. You know, there's people out there that do body work that say, well, why don't you take our package for a year and sign up for a year or two, and we'll just adjust you, or we'll tune you up each time you need it. Well, why don't we replace the calcium back into the bones, get rid of the scar tissue in the body, and melt the crystallization and teach you how to unconditionally love and care for yourself and stop abusing yourself. Everybody in this room that has any type of condition, you're abusing yourself. Okay? You're running a hate program and you don't even know it because it doesn't show, because everybody does it. You don't know that you're swimming in a pile of poo if everybody does it. It's just normal to do it. So the reality is we want to create clinics around the world, which I'm doing. I'll be traveling again for another 8 months, and I'm traveling all over the world. And we're going to be opening up they're called Powerpack clinics. And we have people that are coming that want to buy them. They're not franchises. They get a Cellsonic from us. We give them a complete training for free. Anybody else who sells a Cellsonic doesn't give any training. When we sell a cardio bed, which is worth $150,000 to $250,000, we sell it to them for $35,000. That's it. And we give them a complete training again. So they get a 23-day training, which is a whole life coach and a Wolf non-surgical training every time they buy a system. So anybody that you hear of that might have a Cellsonic and cardio bed, they've been trained and certified by us. They know what they're doing. You know, the reality is that a Cellsonic is the most powerful energy medicine device in the world. And it is. And you better get it. And as far as, you know, the med bed that's coming, oh, really? Okay, and what else is coming? And also, if the med bed did come, you wouldn't be able to use it. Okay, it would only be for the psycho elite. Okay? All right, just like there's been a lot of other things that they say. Can you ask them to just keep it quiet out there? There's a lot of other... Okay? Okay. All right. There's a lot of other things that we keep getting promised, right? Okay? Who's coming to save you? Right? Are they here yet? When are they coming? You need to save yourself. You need to change yourselves. So our attempt is to try to get you into our library, try to get you to do things, because we will be doing what's called pelvic restoration courses here in Kelowna area. And that will be a 3-day course for women to really understand you can totally heal your pelvis. Did you know that? From this course. There is no course like this in the world. If you're a woman and you haven't heard of vaginal infusion, then you haven't heard of the most powerful thing a woman could do. Did you know that when you actually put nutraceutical nutrition into the vaginal canal instead of taking it orally, it has 1,000% higher effect on your body for healing? Everything from your brain to your breast to your toes by doing this, because the pelvic girdle is a holy grail for a woman. So we're going to be doing that course here. We're also going to be doing what's called the Braveheart Health and Healing Circle, and they'll be happening here too. They're only 4 days, and that's where you go into actually start learning what type of reputation you have with yourself. I mean, would you hang around with you? I doubt it. I doubt it. You're only stuck with you. And you're stuck with you because you're stuck with belief systems that you don't know aren't yours. You actually think that the personality you have, you're born with it, and you're stuck with it. Well, you're not. And in this 4-day Braveheart Health and Healing Circle that we're going to be doing all over the world, we've got 5 of them going all at once in January, and they're all over the world. So we're going to be having to the point where we have like 50 going at a time at the same date throughout the world. And they're called Braveheart Circles because it's all about uniting together. And in a Braveheart Circle, there's like 16 people in a circle. And guess what? You're going in to actually take your subconscious and open it up, lovingly open it up, and take a look at the menu board of your belief systems. Wouldn't it be nice to just go in and get rid of belief systems that are actually tearing you down, tearing your family down, creating bad relationships with yourself and everybody else? Well, that's what it's all about. Just know this, and I mean this. Nobody's getting better. Nobody's getting better because nobody's taking massive personal action. If you don't want to work on your personality, that is your reality. My personality gives me what I have. My personality creates everything I have and everything I do, everything I think, everything I drink, everything I eat. The personality that you have is destructive. Only 1 out of 10,000 people are not destructive on this planet. Destructive on some level. If I don't come out with the most cutting edge trainings, teachings, energy medicine products, like this is 25,000 volts. I'm telling you right now. I can work on anyone. They can have a lump and a bump. And that can be as big as a large egg on the side of their neck or in their breast. And I'm going to tell you, using Cellsonic and Wolf Non-Surgical, before we even start doing the nutraceuticals, before we even start getting them on the perfect egg diet, before we even start getting them to do the ultimate coffee enema, before we start getting them to do the clapping, the vaginal infusions, before we get them to start doing the pelvic exercises, I can reduce it by minimum 30% or 100%. And that's only in 20 minutes. Because understand something, every pimple, every lump, every bump was created by the invisible. You don't know this, but you know how many people come to us and they have fibroids, and you can call them tumors or fibroids. Let's take a look at it. So 20 years ago, they would say a fibroid was something that was benign. They would say a tumor was something that was cancerous, right? Now doctors call them all tumors. Why'd they do that? To scare the living crap out of you. Okay, so everything is a setup, and the doctors don't even know you're setting them up. If I said to a doctor, why do you call them all tumors? Why'd you change that? They'll go, well, you know, we just want to be on the safe side and just tell them that it could be cancerous already. So we don't want to be wrong. You see, there's always this ideology of never giving hope, never giving courage, never showing faith, nothing. You know, there was a point in my life, being a natural health practitioner, I wouldn't open my mouth like this. You know, we wouldn't open up. They had us scared. We wouldn't talk like this, okay? We wouldn't talk that, and we would be scared to even give people courage and give them back their faith, because guess what? There is no courage and there is no faith in the medical system at all, and it's not supposed to be that way. But if you actually watched my master class called Medical Mafia, and I'm going to rock your world with the Rockefeller report in my library, it would change your whole way of thinking. You would understand the whole thing has been undermined. It wasn't until 1910, okay? It wasn't until 1910 that even the medical system existed. And they almost went bankrupt. And then the Rockefellers gave the AMA $100 million and said, if you can bring down 110 natural health colleges and universities, we will make sure that you are the most powerful system in the world, as long as you only sell our drugs, okay, our petroleum products to people, because that's what drugs are, they're petroleum products. So the reality is, if you were alive in the 1900s and you took a look at the way things are now, you would just go, people are absolutely insane. They're mental. They're mental. And the reality is that you're emotional beings. And because you're emotional beings and because you don't understand that your personality is working against you, the invisible becomes a physical, and then you have what you call diseases, which there are none. Every time you have a symptom from your body, it's a message of love saying, why can't you love me? Why can't you love me? You know, if you ever learned how to love yourself first and foremost, more than anyone else or anything else on this planet, you would have won the game. But you're not going to, because you think that's selfish, so you're going to think that's bullshit. Okay? And your family's not going to allow that anyways. You know, you take like, is that your girlfriend? Okay, well, guess what? He uses her to fill up his heart, and she uses him to fill up her heart. And they've been taught that by their parents, and that's why most marriages fail. And the ones that don't fail, they're failing anyways. Because unless you're feeding your own spirit and filling up your own heart, there is no such thing as a good relationship on this planet. So you can tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, and then I'll tell you that I've got 30 years of psychology. And I can tell you right now that every one of your relationships need work. And that's because you didn't work on yourself. And if you worked on yourself and felt unconditional love and care for yourself, you wouldn't need to have any work on your other relationships with your family members or the world. Hey, listen, I have no dysfunctional relationship with this world. I know that when I play Monopoly, I got to go by the rules, right? And this world has rules, and everybody thinks there's somebody coming to save them, and everybody thinks it's going to change. But the only thing that can change is yourself. But that's not good enough. We couldn't run a clinic just like that, because people do not want you touching their emotions. They can't touch them. They don't want you to talk about it. They don't want you to talk about their personality. They think you're downing them. They think that you're putting them down. No, we're being put down by all of the belief systems that were shoved into us by our parents. God loved them anyways. That's why they're called adulterated. And guess what? And when you go to school, I mean, seriously? Those are our teachers? Really? Are you kidding me? I would never let any teacher in any school touch my children if I could do it all over again. They would have never went to school. They would have went to work with me. I would have been observing them. I would have never judged my children. I would never punish my children. I would have sat them down and I would have talked to them like spirit beings. We're all programmed to actually adulterate ourselves and each other, and that's it. If you don't want to work on yourself, you're never going to get there. You can have all the temper tantrums you want. The reality is that you're never going to have it work out for you, okay? It's about you, yourself, and I. That's it. It's the three of you got to get together, and you've got to sit down, and you've got to work. But see, it's not enough. I don't care who the person is. If they come in here with a cane, a walker, a wheelchair, they come in here with any type of what they might call a disease or symptoms that they don't want, we're going to rock their world. With this, 25,000 volts put into a field, it will decalcify a joint. It will help to create ions that bring the calcium back in. It will also, guess what? Do you know what old age is? Scar tissue. And then people go, what do you mean scar tissue? I wasn't in a car accident. I wasn't in a sports injury. Well, the reason why you walk like this and why you don't have flexibility, why you're not losing weight, you're losing muscle, is because scar tissue throughout your body is blocking. Your body is a river, okay, of fluid, lymph, blood, but the most important river is actually your spirit, your frequency. And whether you believe this or not, if I want to make a phone call, and these walls are thick, I might have to go outside, right? So what happens if you've got walls of calcium and scar tissue throughout your body like you had last night? How's your neck today?
Very good.
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah, it's almost completely better, right? And how long did I work with them? I did what? I did 300 pulses with the Cellsonic, and then I did what? 10 minutes of non-surgical, right? He moaned and groaned, and guess what? Today, guess what? the moaning and groaning you did for 10 minutes, okay, because everybody moans and groans, oh, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. Meanwhile, you will sit in pain. He would have sat in pain all his life. You know why? Because he's addicted to suffering. Ask his wife. But he's not addicted anymore. And guess what? She now knows that he was running a miserable program. And now he needs to smile for no reason. A day ago, if I said to go smile for no reason, he would have told me to go screw myself. You would have, and don't lie. You would have told me to go screw myself. And he wouldn't have said it, he would have said it under his breath, okay? And the reality is it still would have hurt him, not me. And the reality is this, the day that you understand something is that it's a scar tissue issue, it's displaced calcium and crystallization, and we can reverse it all. I'm telling you right now, 99 out of 100 surgeries that go to surgery, I can put a halt on it. And I am nobody special. And this is what we can all do. This is what we can all learn. And this is why I'm traveling for another 8 months all around the world. Because we're going to make this happen. Okay? All right? I mean, I have never been so attacked in all my life this year by government and by other agencies and by the banking system. I've created a problem. And the reality is, I'm going to tell you something right now. That just empowered me. I knew I was on the right track. So the reality is this. You know what? Let's cut the crap, okay? Love sucks. It's self-love and self-care. And let's cut the crap. We're not family, okay? Until we have unconditional love for ourselves, you're never going to have it for anyone else. Because I'll tell you right now, most of you in here, and I understand, I get it. You judge yourself and you judge the world. Continually. I judge nothing. You know, if I observe something and I don't want to be there, or I don't want to eat it, or I don't want to drink it, I don't have a bad relationship with anything. Why do you have to have bad relationships with things? People, food, okay, religions, way of thinking, family. Why do you have to have bad relationships? Because you bloody well got to be right. And you're running programs that are going to make you sick. So on the emotional side, we're going to try to do our best to keep on trying to show people that self-love and self-care is the answer. When it comes to this, okay, this will shut down stage 4 inflammation, which they call cancer. Did I say it would cure? No. There's no cure for you. Okay? We can get the calcium back into the bones. We can get rid of the scar tissue, the crystallization. But are you going to clear out your mind? Are you going to clear out the cupboards? Are you going to clear out the fridge? Are you going to change your personality to change your reality? Probably not. Most of you won't, because you're, and I don't mean this, but you're stuck with a partner that doesn't believe in any of this, because that's the way it is. Usually one partner does and the other doesn't. And you got to drag them along, and guess what? They will just be so stubborn and just hold on. Think about it. People will fight for the right and protect the medical system, which is just chemo, radiation, surgery, and drugs. And then I'm a quack because I'm teaching unconditional love and care and purity on all levels. The reality is it's so easy to make a human being into a human doing. And that's why we cannot have clinics that just treat, they have to train. That's why everybody should start off with a perfect day consultation. Why do you think we make it $150 US? And lifetime support. And then you get my manual. Where's the rest of the staff? Hello? Hello?
They're all outside. They're left.
One sec.
They're coming.
I just told them.
All right, I'm back. So let's talk about it. So this device here, when it was first invented, they used it to actually to be able to cause kidney stones to break up without hurting the body. Okay, so what this will actually do is that this will actually decalcify parts of the body that calcium shouldn't be. But when it comes to your bones, this here, how many people know that when you're born, okay, how do we grow? How do we grow? Well, we grow because all the bones in our body are fracturing. Every second, a baby's bones are fracturing. Little cracks along the bones, they continue to fracture. And when those bones fracture, they release metabolic calcium that then releases ionic calcium, which is invisible. How many people know that calcium ions, okay, are the most powerful thing in the human body? How many people know they do 120,000 hormonal and chemical processes per second? You know, everybody, you heard about the Merigen, right? You heard about Merigen, ionic calcium therapy, Cardigan, Dentagen, a product we have. Well, it's the only really truly calcium product in the world. And I already told you, calcium ions do 120,000 hormonal and chemical processes in the human body. That's why if anybody can afford to do Merigen twice a day, okay, and do our Thunder Shrooms 6 to 12 a day, you will see a turnaround in your immune system that will blow your mind you've never seen before. I'm telling you something. Let me tell you something. We are a threat. We're a threat to a lot of natural health practitioners. Okay? We are a threat to natural health practitioners because everything we do, all my products are the highest frequency. All my products, you're not going to find, go and try and find somebody else who sells this product. Okay? People around the world come to me and they get me to carry products that are beyond anything out there. And they know that I will do it right. Do you understand? Yeah. That I won't deal with anything unless it's high vibrational. Everything is about the vibration, guys. That's why this device is 25,000 volts put into a field. Did you know that? Okay, let me go back. Okay. So the calcium ions, what happens is, I don't want to get into it, but the human body was manipulated 100,000 years ago. Pretty crazy, eh? How by the time you're 30, you don't make calcium ions much anymore, or IGF-1. Okay, IGF-1 is made from human growth hormone. It goes into your liver and it makes IGF-1. Well, we've come up with a formula of IGF-1 that your body can't tell the difference whether it made it or not. If you go on IGF-1 and you go on ionic calcium therapy, which is Merigen or Cardigan or Dentagen, but Merigen's the strongest. You go do those two. I take Merigen twice a day. I take IGF-1 3 times a day to maybe 5 times a day. Okay, tell me that I don't have the energy level and the clarity of a 20, 30-year-old. Tell me that I act like a 67-year-old ready to retire. Do you understand? So the reality is the human body was manipulated in a laboratory 100,000 years ago. I'm not going to get into it, but I could prove it. And the reality is most of you believe in all the other stories, which are bullshit. Sorry, I can't help it but say that word. I mean, most of you believe in stories that are just fairy tales, okay? Fables. I mean, if they weren't, why aren't you doing better? Why don't you trade your stories in because it's his story, not your story? Did you get that? Okay, so you might want to get rid of all the stories you even have. You don't want to keep any stories that you have. You want to make new stories, and you want to find out stories that will empower your greatness and your beauty, which you are. If you deserve everything, then make a new story, guys. Why do you hold on to stories that limit your beliefs, that limit your life, that limit how much you love yourself, limit how you love your life? I don't limit anything anymore. And this is what we're trying to teach as a philosophy. I don't want to just sell you the best products in the world, which I have. My humic fulvic is the only humic fulvic that's not processed with chemicals. Yeah. My IGF-1, there's nothing like it. IGF-1 is something that you made when you were in your teens, when you're 20s and 30s, and then it weaned off. Okay, I already told you, it's human growth hormone that goes into the liver, and then the liver makes IGF-1. Well, we have IGF-1 25,000 and 300,000. I will take that a few times today. Okay, that's my drug. And my body can't tell the difference of whether it was made or not. So guess what? Between the Merigen and between the IGF-1, I've got youth. Okay, well, you're aging, I'm not going to. Right? Last night I didn't go out to eat something, and I had something really light last night, but I didn't eat until 10:30. And all I had was a salad. That's all I ate yesterday. Are you with me? So understand, most of you need to eat all the time or you'll get a headache, you'll feel nauseous, you'll feel weak. It's all an illusion. We are energy beings. That's what we are. So I do everything to when you were in your prime, what did you have? You were loaded with calcium ions and you were loaded with IGF-1. So what do you think you should do? So the reality is, are you going to invest in yourself? And there's a lot of people here, okay, that are getting older. They can't think right. They don't have a lot of energy anymore. Well, that's only because you're not replacing what you took. You treated yourself like a Visa card and you didn't make any payments. So guess what? Now you're bankrupt. How does it feel to be bankrupt? You'll never be bankrupt and have a disease, because disease means out of ease. And there are no diseases. There's just messages from your body, and you didn't know how to talk to your body and love your body, did you? You're not taught that. My God, you can go to school for how many years and know nothing about the human body? You go into my library and watch The Highway to Health. Go watch The Holy Grail, your large intestine. And go watch How to Become Number One at the Art of Number Two. Go watch The Emotional Chemistry of Cancer, Disease, and Healing. And I just gave more health information than a naturopathic doctor is going to get that's worth anything in the whole 4 years they go. Understand something. Everybody here has been made to feel stupid. Okay? They got to talk above your head. Okay? They don't bring it down here where it should be. It's all done on purpose, whether it's a naturopathic doctor or a medical doctor. It's all about us, you know? It's a religion unto itself, isn't it? How many people, health is a mystery and you don't know how to get it? And meanwhile, it's a simple thing in the world. It's God-given and it's your God-given right, but it was stolen from you. So we're going to prove to people that when they come, because everybody gets disappointed. I mean, tell me you haven't went to the chiropractor, the massage therapist, the acupuncturist, the reflexologist, the herbalist. Tell me you haven't done a million things like everybody else. And guess what? When they come here, we give you a money-back guarantee. We know it. We're going to bring the thunder down, because every illness is a calcification, scar tissue formation, crystallization problem. Hear what I said? Doesn't matter whether it's in your head or in your toe. All the way from your toes to your nose, it's the same thing. So between the non-surgical that we're going to do on you, the Cellsonic, which will do 25,000 volts. Do you know what that is in a field? Do you know what that does to your electrical systems? I hope you know that does everybody know what a mitochondria is? Do you know that every cell has a mitochondria? Did you know that you cannot have any illness or symptoms or any disease unless you have mitochondrial damage? Did you know your mitochondria make your ATP? Your ATP is your energy. So what if we were to give you something that would actually heal the ATP, the mitochondria? This will shut down mitochondrial inflammation or metabolic dysfunction in the cell in one pulse. Did you hear that? Okay. So, and there's no harmful side effects to this. Okay. So, you know, we'll do usually 50 pulses per square inch, okay, on a person. So that's, people say, well, how many would I need? Well, it's 50 a square inch. We'll go at the level of 10 when we first do someone, because that electricity goes in, it brings life to the tissues, it breaks up the calcification. We go in there and things crumble under our elbows. And we go in with our elbow technique, and we go in on an angle, and we pull all the fibers apart to get the blood in, to get your energy system back into it, to get the lymph flowing. You can turn scar tissue, a fibroid tumor, okay, and have it completely disappear and turn it back into regular tissue. You don't believe me? I do it all the time. Go watch my videos with this unit. That's what we do. And then we'll talk about the cardio bed. I'll move these phones over there. Now, when we're done, if anybody wants, I'll talk to you personally what I would do if you want to know about Cellsonic or non-surgical or using the cardio med bed. Okay? All right. Does anybody have any questions about Cellsonic right now? Are you good? No questions? Okay. All right. So like I said, so what we've done is that we're starting clinics. They're not franchises. We set people up and they buy a cardio med bed, they buy a Cellsonic from us, and we're doing it all over the world. We have 8 cardio med beds just going to Australia, right? And there's going to be 8 new clinics in Australia. There's another one with cardio med bed, Cellsonic, and that's in Calgary, just in Airdrie. We have 2 in Barrie, Ontario, and then we've got about 10 in United States. And our deal is we're not going to play around anymore. Okay, let me ask you a question. So if you got all the calcium back into the bones and you turned all the scar tissue back into beautiful connective tissue, elastic, okay, all right, with its circulation back, its electricity back, okay, and if I were to restore the circulation completely, which I'm going to go in and we'll talk about the cardio med bed because it will do that. The cardio med bed will totally restore. It'll take a person even with a 92%, 93% blockage in the heart, and in 35 hours on the cardio med bed will give them a brand new set of arteries. A person that is impotent, 4 treatments usually, okay, we turn them around, okay? Understand something, neuropathy, understand this. With the Cellsonic and the cardio med bed, we can get rid of any cellulite or fat in the body. Okay, did you know that the cardio med bed, which I'm going to go over there and show you, okay, 1 hour on that is the most powerful exercise on planet Earth, and all you do is lay there. It's more powerful than running, going to the gym, swimming, doing anything. And when we go in there, I'm going to explain why, okay? And understand, if you have digestive disorders, if you have any type of problems in your pelvis or even in your legs or even a breathing problem, what would happen if we were able to pump 60% of your blood from your lower body up into your upper body, and then it pumps and it comes back down and it goes back up? What do you think would happen? Well, we're going to open everything back up. Between this and that, non-surgical, getting you on the perfect day diet, doing the nutraceuticals, go into my do-it-yourself guide. You'll see all about clapping. You'll see about belly button therapy, vaginal infusions, ultimate coffee enema. Listen, if we could get you into this, like, you know what? Remember when you fell in love all the time? I can tell you. What would you do for that person when you fell in love with that person? Absolutely anything. If I could stick a program in your head that you fell in love with yourself right now and you bought into my BS, my belief systems, okay, I don't care. Every one of you here in 6 weeks, nobody would know you. But are you ready to front end load self-care, self-love? Are you ready to actually, what you got to do is if we give you the best nutraceuticals, we're going to front end load you. And guess what? You do know that everything is vibration. You suck and I've never liked you. When I say that, that could bring somebody down, right? And if I say, I love you, you're the most amazing person in the world, that's going to bring you up. So everything is about frequency. So you don't want to take supplements. You want to take nutraceuticals that are guaranteed to provide the highest frequency and the highest vibration. We do it. We have all the science. Nobody, I keep challenging, nobody's going to come up against me. They're not. We are the only company that has the only humic fulvic in the world that is a process without chemicals, okay? We have a nanofulvic that called Bright Eyes you could put in your eyes. Nobody's been able to do that. We're the only people in history to actually put the fulvic in your eyes, and that can turn around floaters. It can slow down or stop cataracts or even turn around a cataract if the person were to buy into a proper diet. Problem is, you know, you can't give a guarantee on anything because you don't know the addictions, and people lie to you all the time, don't they? Okay, why do they lie? Because they don't want to be judged. But the reality is none of my practitioners, if you get a perfect day consultation, are ever going to judge you. You can fall down a million times. They're going to be there to help pick you up. They're going to teach you to fall forward, because you can't change your personality overnight. You can change your personality maybe 1% a day or every 2 days. And that's only if you keep working at it. You know, 3, 2, 1, I got this. 3, 2, 1, I love myself. I will care for myself. 3, 2, 1, no, that's not me anymore. 3, 2, 1, I'm not going to eat that. 3, 2, 1, I'm not going to drink that. 3, 2, 1, I'm going to go over and do that. Okay? I'm going to hold the line for myself. I am going to honor, love, and respect myself. Okay? I'm going to create a reputation with myself that I can trust myself. I'm going to see things through. So that's the most important thing that you can ever do. All right? Okay. No questions? Now, if you want pricing and packages, you can see Connie or one of the staff. I don't do that part. Okay. All right. But do you want to come in and I'll talk about the cardiac bed? All right. Okay. Hi. I'm just going to come in. Okay. Is that okay? All right. Thanks, love. Okay, all right. So, yeah, just squeeze in. It's fine. Come on in. Those of you who came in and those who can't come in, I guess not. You can sit here along the bed if you want.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay. Make yourself at home. Okay. Right. More can come. It doesn't have to. Okay. I'll speak loud enough. Okay. So here, this is called a cardio med bed. Okay. Now, you see this here? These are cuffs. Okay, these cuffs, okay, are going to go around your lower leg. They're going to go around your upper leg. They're going to go around your pelvis. This here is a very sophisticated computer. A cardio med bed, brand new, is in between $150,000 to $250,000. Just like the Cellsonic is $125,000, okay, US. This is $150,000. This one here was $250,000 US. Okay. Now the reality is what you do is we will put a heart pulse monitor on you, and what happens is we put the cuffs on the lower legs, the upper legs, and in between when your heart beats, it doesn't contract, it relaxes. When in between your heartbeat, the cuffs contract. You've got 60% of your blood coming up to your upper body. In 35 hours, we can take somebody with a 92% heart blockage without even changing their diet. You need to hear this. Without doing the nutraceuticals, and they'll still have a new set of arteries and no surgery. Did you get that? So heart disease is the main killer, and I call BS. And the only reason why it's the main killer is because guess what? You guys don't love yourselves. Okay? Nobody really loves themselves. You have to, it's like anything else. You have to practice it. You know, and you need to go into a mirror every morning and you need to say the Braveheart oath, or at least, today I will love, honor, and respect myself, okay, before anyone else or anything else, so help me God. And you say that and you look into your eyes with all the love in the world, as deep as you can, 10 times in the mirror before you leave your house. And then every time that you use the bathroom during the day, you're going to look in the mirror and you go, I got you. I will follow through for you. I love you and care for you. You will come first today. All my choices and decisions will be based on loving you. 50 trillion cells, 500 trillion bacteria. I will respect you. I will not pump any more bacterial soap on my hand like a moron. Yeah. Okay? All right. So, anyway, so the cardio med bed. If you have perfect circulation, what do you got? And it will give it to you. If you actually do our perfect day diet, you were to do FibroClear, which cleans out, it's serapeptase and other enzymatic that will clean out the arteries. If you do curcumin cayenne 5000, which is inexpensive, but it'll bring down infection and inflammation. People use it all the way from arthritis right to stage 4 cancer because it's that powerful. Okay, if you were to actually do daily cleansing tea, black gold, to get your bowels moving, that's the 85% of your immune system is your bowels. If you were to do the ultimate coffee enema, yes, put that up your butt. And if you were to do the ultimate coffee enema, start purging your liver, think about it. How many people here will give an oil change to their car 3 or 4 times a year? Okay, guess what? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? You've never done an oil change. You go and do the ultimate coffee enema, which is inexpensive. You get your liver back. Your liver does over 300 jobs. And guess what? Your liver, after you've done an ultimate coffee enema for 10 days in a row to 20 days in a row, how would you like to have 70% more energy? And look at what you spent. Nothing. You had to put something up your butt, you had to sit on the toilet, and you had to purge all those GMOs, chemicals, heavy metals, and toxins on an emotional and physical level from your liver. Because understand something, gallstones are made from what?
Bile.
Hate and anger. And it's not from bile. It's from cholesterol and it's from calcium. It's not from bile. It's from calcium because you were terrorizing yourself and you had an inflammatory diet and you were pulling calcium from your bones so that you would buffer down so that you didn't mutate, because that calcium is used to make you more alkaline, and the cholesterol is to goop up the extra. You know why people have so much cholesterol? Cholesterol, we need it. Without it, we die. But nobody dies because of too much cholesterol, and nobody needs to be on medication for it. It's because they're acidic. And when you're acidic, you dehydrate and you pull minerals out of your arterial walls and they crack. And your body makes the extra cholesterol because it's like candle wax and it goops up the crack. Because if the calcium particle that you've been pulling the calcium from the bones gets into the crack, it creates a small cut. How many people here know that 95% of all heart attacks and all strokes are from a calcium particle that you actually came off your bone and it went into the crack that was in the artery and made a little cut and you got a blood clot, and that blood clot actually caused your heart attack or your stroke? Did the doctor ever tell you that? They never will. Those sons of guns. Did you hear what I just said? Okay, so take that to the bank, and I'd like anybody to challenge me if they want. 469-861 469-861-8884, and they can come on my show and they won't dare do it. And understand that. Again, this is why we do what we do. So, you know, you end up getting non-surgical after. So what we do is, it's here, when you come here, first thing we're going to do is we're going to have you do belly button therapy. Why? Because that little belly button therapy thing that you put in your belly button, if you do that for 5 to 7 minutes, you get 25% more stretch in your body. Did you know that belly button therapy will relax and create more stretch in the body and dump more hormones such as dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins than doing an hour of yoga? It dumps more hormones than any, relaxing hormones and pleasure hormones than anything else in the world is doing belly button therapy. Okay, and you can buy a belly button therapy kit from us. So we want you to do that first. And then when you come in here, you're going to see we're going to have a bioptron. A bioptron is a full spectrum light that's going to shine in your face. And it has a fluorine lens, the same that's on my glasses, right? And a fluorine lens was created by Tesla. Like, see, whenever I'm on computer, go to movies, okay? On my phone, I wear these. And guess what? This actually transforms. Where's that going to go?
On you?
I know, but where is it going to go, though?
I have the speaker right here. I'll
Okay,
just pull
all
it
right.
out.
Okay, so when you wear these, okay, it takes any light, even the sunlight, it improves it. So how many people here know that the eyes don't see? Your eyes don't see anything. They only pick up light and frequency. That goes to your brain. Your brain actually creates your images. Your eyes have never seen anything in your life. Now, the reason why you get cataracts, you get floaters, you get glaucoma, you get all of these things is brain damage. You didn't know that, did you? 95% of all eye disorders are caused because of brain damage. Okay, from the poisons you eat, the inflammatory foods, the inflammatory drinks, the inflammatory things you think. But the main thing is blue light. Most people don't understand, but blue light is worse, okay, than 5G right now. Okay, because we're doing it all day long. We're on computers, we're on our phones, we watch TV, LED lighting in the house. Everybody's going to be destroyed. When you see my home is like, it's the highest vibrational place I could ever be. If you saw the stuff and what I'm doing to my home. Okay? So that you understand this, that You only have what you have in your life because your belief system's created. That's why I don't feel sorry for people. I tell people, change your beliefs. Yeah, but you're so lucky, Dr. Wolf. You got all this, you got all that. No, my belief systems create what I have. Your belief systems create what you don't have and what you do have. That's it. That's the end of the story. Right? And I can tell everybody this, but how many people are going to sign up for my whole life coach course? Right? How many people are going to do that? How many people are going to go to a Braveheart Circle? Nothing. Most people won't because your family won't allow you because you're being selfish and spending money on yourself. You gotta spend money on yourself, like a case of beer or 40 ounce or rye, or you gotta go to Kentucky Fried Chicken. I mean, all of this is approved, isn't it? Your family will approve of all of it. Nobody will say a word about anything when you poison yourself. But when you go to help yourself, what does your family do? What are you doing that for? Right? So understand that love them anyway because they were programmed to attack you. That's it. I do want to say something. I just hope I don't get kicked off the program, though. But the reality is this. If I were all of you, I would really think about doing something. 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, otherwise 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Okay? All right? Just in case, I would have your phones and everything like that turned off. All right? On the 4th of October, okay, and the 11th, okay? And it may never happen, but understand, you know those people that got this? Well, they're going to be doing pulse. Have anybody seen the videos yet where people are like this, and then they pass away, and they go like this? Well, that is pulse magnetic frequencies
EMF.
that are coming out, and especially those that had that thing, you know that thing?
Yeah.
Okay, well, do some homework, okay, and you'll find out the whole plan, all right? So I got, just keep your phones off for about 3 hours around those times, because remember, everybody has their phone with them, and now the phone is a weapon, okay? All right?
Emergency broadcasting.
Yes, that's right. If the emergency broadcasting system comes on, just remember something. You could end up being an emergency. Okay, I don't want to start conspiracy stuff. I just wanted to pass that on. And you can take it light if you want, and then it'll probably never happen. So there you go. All right.
Excuse me, did you say 11 p.m. or a.m.?
I said 11 a.m. Okay? And that's Pacific Standard Time. Okay? I'll be in Bonita, Florida at the time, and my phones will be off. And it's not because I'm a conspiracy theorist. You know, I've been saying things for 25 years, and I've hardly ever been wrong. All you got to do is calm down and be logical. And the reality is this. What? They're not out to get us? Really? Okay, whatever. Okay, let's move on. So anyways, these are fluorine lenses, and you'll find the fluorine lenses in what we call a bioptron. So somebody's going to come on here. We're going to put the cuffs on, the lower legs, upper legs, pelvis. We're going to shine the bioptron light because 2 minutes of the bioptron light floods every cell in the body with light. The bioptron light is full spectrum. So that will go into them, and then we'll have the pulse on this hand, and then on the other hand, we'll have their hand in an avicin. An avicin will increase the microcirculation in the body by 67%. So what do you think we're going to be doing while they're in here? We're going to rock their world, okay? So a person can come here, and let's say, because what we do now is when we treat people that have heart disease, they can actually come, but they have to be with us for 17 days. I'm opening up a clinic in Texas also, one in Mexico, and maybe one in Florida. And the one in Mexico will be not like a clinic like this. It'll be specialized where a couple will come, or only one person will come at a time. And they'll come for 7 to 14 days, and that's it. They leave completely changed. They will be buying into all my BS. You know, we will do perfect day with them. They will learn the non-surgical. They will be doing cardio beds, cell-sonic, this will be like the top treatment that you could ever get in the world, and that'll be coming from me directly. So,
Where in Mexico?
Ixtapa? Zihuatanejo, in that area. Yeah, Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo area. So anyways, what we want to do is remember something. I told you it was all light and all frequency. So now we got the most powerful device that can give you back perfect circulation. If a person comes with heart disease, they can come to us for 18 days. We can do an hour now, give them a break, give them a drink, and they can do another hour. If the person lived in the area, they would come, okay, 5 days on, 2 days off, 5 days on, 2 days off, and they would do it for 35 times, which would be 35 hours, or they could do it for 1 hour twice a day. And they've got a brand new set of arteries. And we're not talking about just the heart, we're talking about their whole body has been reconditioned. Now, at the same time they're getting that, when they come to us, they're also getting an hour of non-surgical where we go into every joint and get rid of the crystallization, the calcification, and the scar tissue. I hope you know that at any age, whether you're 30 or you're 80, we can renew you back to when you were young again. Understand something. The only reason why you people are already done with life and you're just trying to hang in there is because of the pain that you feel all day long. And when you can't become the master of your pain, it drains you emotionally until you want to die. Or you want to be numbed out with alcohol or drugs or something, okay? So I get it. But the whole thing is a big setup. The reality is that, you know, if you truly believe that there's a creator, why don't you put it out to the creator what you want and have faith it's going to come to you, and it will. You know, stop saying I can't afford it and I don't have enough time. And I'm not telling you to come to my clinic. Go to someone else's. I don't need your money. Okay, enough people want to pay for my products and want to pay to talk to me. They want to pay to get treated by me. You don't ever have to come to me. I'm giving you more health information than anybody else ever given in your life for free. Go take it and go to someone else. Because that's what people always say. Oh, he's just got a game. He's now can't make enough money. Well, no, I can't help enough people. Thank you very much. And the narrow-minded people are going to just always say that. Okay. So, anyways, do you have any questions? So it's all about circulation. It's all about light. It's all about frequency, and it always will be. Okay. It's like when I used to do acupuncture. I have a doctorate in acupuncture. You won't find a needle in my home. I just won't do it. I was trying to balance. Come on in, love. I was trying to balance energy, trying to move energy around. Don't try to do that. You know, I've told you what you needed to do. That's what you need to do, so you do it. You know? You do it. You take action and you bloody well do it. You know, after you give people the answer, they won't even do it. You know why? Because they won't spend the money and they won't spend the time. You just won't do it. You have to understand something. If you've had no value, why would you ever spend money on it? And that's a subconscious thing. So I'm not telling you to come to me. I'm not trying to talk you into spending your money. Bloody well, don't come to me. Go to someone else. Go to one of my other practitioners. I don't make any money off of them. Go to them. But for God's sake, stop complaining. And stop bitching and explaining. I don't want to hear about it anymore. The reality is, it's all. If you had perfect circulation, you have perfect health. Okay, we're putting 25,000 volts into you. That should be enough to bring you back, baby. Okay, all right. Okay, it refurbishes your mitochondria. What do you want? What does everybody want? You know, this is it. We've brought the thunder. And then you know what? You need to go home and clean out your fridge and clean out your cupboards. But you better clean this out. Okay, you better make peace. Okay, with the people you hate and the things you hate. Make peace with it all. I'm totally okay with chemtrails. I'm totally okay. I am. Well, what can I do about it? Can I go up there and wipe them clean? I don't want to hear about it. Okay? And I'm okay with it because guess what? I choose to live everywhere where they're not doing it. Thank you very much. Now, the reality is this. I'm okay with the government because the government's not broke. I'm okay with the medical system. It's not broke. They're doing exactly what they do. Don't come to me bitching about your doctor, your medical doctor. Because don't ever do it. I will never listen because he's doing exactly what he was trained. And you know what he was trained for, so why are you complaining? You know he's into drugs. You know that he's into surgery. You know he's into chemoradiation. right? You know he's not allowed to show that he has passion. Some do, but most don't. That's what they do. So don't complain about it anymore. Nobody wants to hear it. And the reality is, guess what? Then you get on the drugs and then you spend months or years trying to get off of them. My God, it's the same old story all the time. People are insane. Do you ever really listen to yourself? How much you grumble about the world and how you don't like it? I love it. The world doesn't have to change for me. You don't have to change for me. Nobody has to change for me. I'm going to change for me. I'm going to be the change I want. I'm going to be the hero I wanted to find. And I am at every given moment. Do you not notice it? I live what I say. And I have a great time. I have more fun than everybody probably put in this room. Why? Because I don't take anything personal. Don't care if you like me. Don't care if you love me. I care about you loving yourself. Because if you love yourself, you'll bring the vibration up on this planet. If you love yourself, okay, then you will fulfill your destiny. Because when you're not loving and caring for yourself, you will never go back to your true passion and purpose and what you were meant to do to gift the world. And that's the truth. Yes, love. Come sit with me. Just come sit, have a seat with me.
I'm just wondering if this would work for a person who has a stent in their bowel.
Okay, right off the bat, let me just say this. I would want to see the person. If you were to go to most people, they would say no. But a stent's not going to pop out because of a cardio med bed. It's locked in with scar tissue and tissue. It's not coming out. It's locked in. I'm not going to work on somebody that's a drug addict, alcoholic. I'm not going to work on somebody that is a male or a female and looks like they're going to give birth and they're not pregnant. I am not going to do it. I'm going to have that person, and I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm going to have that person first go on a perfect day diet and see if I can get them to buy into the ultimate coffee enema. And guess what? Most of this stuff doesn't take hardly any money. Daily cleansing G, black gold, black diamond. Okay, just doing some of these things, right? And then just think of the garbage that you eat. Okay, seriously? Mm-hmm. Okay, think of the garbage that everybody eats in here and pretends they don't. Okay, the reality is, if we can get them to stop that and we can reduce the infection and inflammation, we can bring them up here. I am not going to bring anybody onto this cardio bed that's ready to blow. Listen, most people today, okay, what? Everybody hear that this period in history is called the harvest? Because people are harvesting themselves. They're killing themselves. You know, blame the psycho elite if you want, but no, you don't have to. I mean, just go to Costco and stand there at the cashier. Everybody's killing themselves. Yeah. Oh, you don't need that. Stop bitching. Let's go see your cupboards. Let's go see your fridge. Let's go see your addictions. Let's talk about those, won't we? And let's talk about the relationship you have with yourself and your significant other and your children. And how's that for toxicity? Why don't we just clean up? Why don't we just clean up our physical, emotional, and mental body and mind our own business? Why don't we do that? And understand, this person, what are his bad habits? I don't need to know his name. Mm-hmm. Alcoholic?
No.
Smoker?
No.
Okay, he just eats crap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's everyone, almost, right? I have a good diet compared to the other people that are eating crap. I just eat less crap. I will never compromise my diet to go to someone's house for a meal. Everybody who knows me knows that. You know what? It's like this. It's the craziest thing, you know. Whenever we do family gatherings, everybody overeats, eats crap, drinks a lot. I just sit back and watch. They're all just like, and then guess what? A few days after Thanksgiving, if they're not, they either have headaches or diarrhea or they're vomiting, or they've got a fever, okay? And they only have a fever because the body's trying to burn off all the crap they eat. Because there is no such thing as a virus. A virus is only a actual toxin. The viruses are dead. You do know that, right? So they can't jump 1 inch less 6 feet, okay? Yeah, but we are the most intelligent species in the universe. Okay, all right. No, we're never going to be intelligent until we unconditionally love and care for ourselves. That's when you're intelligent. And until then, you're a bit of a moron, because you have moronic thoughts that you don't matter, that you have no value, okay? That nobody loves you, that the world is a cruel place, okay? Okay, that it's hard to make a living. I mean, everybody in here it's hard to make a living. They complain so much about finances in the world. I never do. Never talk about it. Oh my God, did you see the gas went up? Don't care. It's not like I'm going to stop putting gas in the car. So why am I going to complain about it? And every time you complain about it, you're destroying your light. So understand that's why we want to increase your circulation, to deliver the nutrients, to deliver the light, deliver the frequencies, give you 25,000 volts in a field off of the cell sonic. Do the non-surgical. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care. You can have a fibroid this big. It can be in your breast. It can be in your bowel. You can have a cesarean where the scar tissue is just so many adhesions you feel like you're being pulled apart. We're going to bring the thunder down. Everybody we work on, even after the first treatment, they just go, oh my God, this is amazing. I can't believe this. Because it's just scar tissue. You got to understand that scar tissue is just tissue without life. Say it back to me. That's all it is. So if I can restore the life back into it, it leaves. Well, where'd it go? It didn't go anywhere. You had lack of light. You had lack of frequency and lack of circulation. Once I bring that back into the tissue, we didn't get rid of anything. We brought something back. The breath of life to the tissue. So the tissue then becomes young again, elastic, toned. That's how it works. Any questions?
I got it.
Yes.
Can you make any comments about energy?
What about it?
Positive and negative energy
What about
that we all have.
Well, what does that even mean? You know, what we have is we have belief systems. So that's the first thing.
No energy. We are energy beings.
Well,
right?
well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We're energy beings,
Yeah.
but guess what? A lot of your belief systems up until last night were totally negative. I mean, honestly, when I saw you, will you hurt people? No. Are you nice to yourself? No. Would I ever want to be married to you? No. Because you know what? You're very depressed. I don't want to be married to. I don't want to be around anybody who's as depressed like you.
Okay.
Oh no, because you spent all your energy moping about how life is unfair and how you're in pain. And that's why you are always going to be in pain and life is going to be unfair and you were going to torture the shit out of your wife for the rest of her life because she's dedicated to you. And the reality is that's why I talk to you like I do. And some people will say, you're disrespectful there, or you don't talk to him like that. I just gave him the best gift of his life.
Yeah.
His personality was undermining his life and his wife's life. And guess what? He didn't even know it. So he should not be punished. Okay? But there are some women here that like to spank you.
Good to know. Good to know.
I didn't hear this question.
Energy. We are energy. I said, yeah, but, you know, your belief systems dictate how much energy you have. Okay? Understand, the sky's not the limit. Your belief systems are the limit. Okay, listen to you. Listen to what you talk about. Oh, I need to move slowly. I can't do too much right now. I'm fragile. Screw that. Sorry, but forget it. Stop talking like that. I am unlimited light, energy, electrical, magnetic being created by God Almighty, and I'm going to act like it. Every day I'm going to move the notch 1%, which means I've changed my personality 100% in 100 days. And after that, I'm going to start all over again. And every day I will be grateful for what I have, and I will demand more tomorrow on every level. That's how I live my life. Does it not look like that? Yeah. Yeah, I don't do anything for money anymore. And understand, find your passion, find your purpose, and guess what? It'll all just flow to you. No matter if we go into a depression, it'll flow. Every one of you were born with a gift and you gave it up. And you know you did. And then a lot of you are resentful. Well, I had to give it up and get a job because I had to pay the bills. No, you didn't. You were sold that story. If you would have kept your passion, your purpose, and you would have followed through on your gift, that's what created the universe. What you think? You think that you know better? I always make a plan, but I leave lots of room, okay, for that which people call God to step in and show me a better way because I deserve it. See here, people don't like this, but God works for me, and I work for you. Now, if you believe that God worked for you, do you think your life would be different? Or do you think you should get down on your knees and beg God, please, for everything? You just think about that. This is not religion I'm talking about. This is about allowing yourself to become the light of your world. Well, who else is going to be the light of your world? Any questions?
I have a question about the table.
Yeah.
Will you put someone on there that's had blood clots?
First of all, what I would do is I would put somebody who has had blood clots, okay? They're a swamp. They're a swamp. You don't have blood clots unless you have low oxygen, low enzymes, okay? Your bowel's backed up, your liver's backed up. So what I do is I put them on FiberClear systemic enzymes, and I put them on our curcumin cayenne, then I put them on Perfect Day diet for 2 weeks. Then we do an advanced 6-day water fast, and guess what? They'd have better blood than anybody in this room. Are we done yet? The blood clots were showing that their mind and their life is a swamp. Are you with me?
I understand what you're saying.
Well, then you've got it then. Because everything physical came from the invisible. The psychological rules the biological. But the reality is, guess what? If you want to drain the tub, do we take it out by a cup at a time, or should we just pull the plug at the bottom?
Yeah.
So what I need to do is pull the plug at the bottom. For one thing, everybody in here, their bowels are pretty well a mess. Almost everyone. Okay, I got to get them on daily cleansing tea. I got to get them on black gold. If I can get them to do the ultimate coffee enema. If it's a woman, I'll get them to do vaginal infusions. I'll get them to do pelvic squats to open up their pelvis again. And then guess what? We'll make sure that they're only going to eat whole plant-based foods, and they can eat as much as they want and do as much blender drinks. And maybe might throw a couple of raw organic eggs into the blender drinks. They don't need anything else. All right. Okay, and then we'll put them on an advanced water fast. There wouldn't be a blood clot in them. They'd have beautiful blood. Are we done yet?
I have more questions, but I think you shouldn't be on when I ask you more questions.
Why go? I just want
What
to
if
answer
somebody got that, right?
What if they got this?
Yes. How would you, do you have a way for them to flush that out?
Yes, I do.
Can we talk later?
Well, first of all, just take a look at things like this, okay? Remember the Cellsonic?
Yeah.
Okay. The cardio med bed will start slow. But guess what? How many people know that if you did your research, what is one of the main products they talk about for that is C60.
Okay.
C60 and what else? Humic fulvic. Did you know that? I said it last night at the lecture. I said that if you use black diamond, black gold, and you use C60 and you front end load, and then you also need to go and cleanse the colon, cleanse the liver, okay? All right? And then the rest is circulation. You can dismantle it all. You can dismantle it. And the reality is guess what? People are going to want to do this sooner than later, because if they don't, all right, when they turn on the pulse, okay, What a crime. What a crime. 8 billion people could not come together, okay, to combat 250,000. So the only reason why they can't come together is because we hate each other. I hope you know that. And they did it on purpose. They get us to attack each other. You know, go on my Facebook and look what people say to me, and they don't even know me. Now, should I be angry? No. They have so much bitterness from life. Yeah, think about it. 8 billion people against probably 250,000. And I already told you, unconditional love. If you actually believe in God, that's all God would want for you. So why don't you just do it and win the day, win your life, win the moment. I absolutely have no guilt about anything. And I never will. Do I make mistakes? Yes. If I hurt someone, I'll apologize. I'll never say sorry. You'll never hear it come out of my mouth. Sorry is a word that was driven down our throat from religion because we're just never good enough. I was raised that I was always going to go to hell. I was born a sinner. I mean, all that garbage, I mean, that's all gone from me now. If I had any of that garbage, I wouldn't be able to accomplish what I'm doing. You can't drag a ball and chain around, which are dysfunctional belief systems, and have your health or wealth on any level. And I know that, and I see it all the time. There's people that are very good at making money, but they suck at their relationships. There's people that have very good relationships and they suck at making money. And guess what? You can be good at it all as soon as you have unconditional love for yourself, because you just opened up the heavens. And that would be your mind. The only thing you should be expanding is your consciousness, not your body. Right? The more you learn to trust yourself, you'll never have fear again. The only fearful people are they don't trust themselves. Somebody told you couldn't make proper decisions. Somebody told you were stupid. Somebody told me that you weren't going to be good enough. I was one of those guys. Okay? We all were. And you can call me stupid all day long. It doesn't matter. Do whatever you need to. It doesn't affect me. Do you understand? Do you get this? Mind your own business. That would be loving yourself on every level. And then anybody who thinks you're a kook or thinks you're selfish, somebody says, oh, you're selfish, you know what they're saying? Why can't you live my life? Because I don't know how to do it. Okay? God loved them anyway. And I mean that.
Good.
Yeah. Any other questions?
When would you start when you have for stage 4 inflammation on soft tissue? Do you do non-surgical on soft tissue as well?
Well, where?
Like internal organs, soft organs?
Okay, there you go. That makes it more clear. So we've got stage 4 on internal organs. Okay. All right. So is it a woman or a man?
That's just a general question. Well, woman, yeah, it can be woman, like breast tissue or ovarian.
Well, first of all, there's no problem with the breast unless there was problem with the pelvis. Did you get that? Did you get that? There's no problem with the breast until you only have a problem with the breast because there was a problem with the pelvis. The ovaries were in trouble before, and the bowel was in trouble before the ovaries. Understand that? Okay, so what's right here? Tell me.
Lymph.
Oh, really? So what happens when the lymph is not flowing? And remember something. You've got 8 pints of blood, but you got 12 quarts of lymph. And lymph moves like molasses. That's why when you don't exercise, okay, do we live in the puffball syndrome now? Most people look like a beach ball with a little thing sticking out called a nose. Okay? All right? So understand something. where does your lymph dump into? Where does your lymph dump its toxins into mainly? We know that it's armpits, groin. No, large intestine. But what if you have a dysfunctional large intestine? What if you have leaky gut? All those toxins are going to be absorbed back in. And leaky gut is not leaky gut. Leaky gut is large intestine. You do know that. It's not small intestine. Hope you're getting this. Because that's where the main part of it is. It's in the large intestine. That's leaky gut. Where you have a screen door for a large intestine. So you're pooping into your pelvis. Oh yeah. Let me tell you something. Do you want to know who, after we get off here, I'll show you who's all doing it. And they're doing it to the point that they're in big trouble here. There's a whole bunch of people in this room that are pooping in their pelvis like crazy. And that means that really bad bacteria, fungus, parasitical eggs, worms are crawling into their bloodstream. Okay? You do know that 99 out of 100 people have parasites.
Yeah.
You cannot have any type of disease or negative symptoms physically without having worms. All right? And understand something. Where do you find worms? In things that are rotting? Well, come on. How many people are rotten here? Smell your armpits. Do they smell like poop? You know what? You've got worms. Do you have halitosis? You've got worms bad. Bad. Okay, if you got stinky bowel movements all the time, you got worms. Okay? So understand that. You have any type of chronic illness, you've got worms. And most of those worms, they did not come from outside. They were created inside you to try to help clean up the mess, which is the rotting tissue. Did you get that? Mm-hmm. So if you got rid of the rotting tissue and you brought up your vibration, the worms would go packing and leave, wouldn't they? Things only live in an environment because you created the environment for them to live in. Like, people are so ridiculous. Oh, please don't sneeze. Don't cough near me. Yeah, every one of you can spew if you want. I'm not getting sick. I'm untouchable. The reality is you're sick in here. You're sick in here. And it's not your fault, is it? That's the whole program. See, whether people want to believe this or not, and then I want to be quiet, okay? We'll shut this off. Planet Earth is on its 6th extinction. Most of the stuff that you've been told is not true. That we lived in caves. Yeah, people lived in caves. We didn't come from monkeys. And that other story that a lot of people believe, I don't even want to say it because people throw eggs at me. That's not true either. I'm not doing it. I just said I'm not saying it. There's always, that's got to be her, right? No, I'm not doing it because you do not give people more than they can handle. Then you are the terrorist. Don't ask for things that you can't deal with. The reality is this: the planet's never going to change. The evil so-called entity is allowed to live here because this is a training ground. Do you know what the training ground was for? To see if you could come up against the odds and still love and care for yourself and find your spirit before the game's over. That's the only game on this planet. And guess what? Not doing so good, eh?
So
Your focus is on the people that are allowed to actually do this. And they will be allowed to do this for eternity. That's my story. And the reality is with all of this coming against me, I will rise anyway. It's never going to change. It's never changed in 6 go-rounds with this planet. It's never going to change. They're allowed to hold the keys and the control of the planet, but they cannot control you. If you wanted to, you could feed your spirit. You could be completely healthy no matter what the situation. If you don't believe me, in 20 years, why don't you come and take a look and see how I'm doing? And then we'll take a look at how the rest of people are doing, where their focus is on the evil entity that's allowed to live here because it created the game to see if you could rise to the next level and love yourself anyways when nobody else would.
And each other.
Well, no, that can't happen. Until you totally love yourself,
Right.
you won't love anyone else.
Right.
You're just sucking off everyone. Until you unconditionally love yourself, you have to suck off other people, suck their energy, because we can't live without love. And if you do a self-serve love job on yourself and fill yourself up, you don't suck on anyone. So until you unconditionally, totally love yourself, you're a parasite of love. And that people don't want to hear that. But it's the God's truth. And I'm still going to say that Jesus was murdered for trying to teach unconditional love. And I know that. And I'm sticking to it. I'm not sticking to anything else they say. I just can't believe what people want to believe in. And they actually run with it. And they never ever check into it and say, is it even logical? God, can we just get some logic back? Love yourself anyway. That's it. Just love yourself anyway.
Tell me about your necklaces.
This?
There's two.
Okay, well, this one here. Okay, well, this one here. This is the only aggressive one on the market. You can order this. It's not on my website, but you can talk to Lori. But this one's expensive, okay? This one is the latest technology. Two brothers worked on this for 32 years, okay? This is called a bubble. And this here protects me against whatever they want to throw at me. Okay, this here is a bodyguard, and this will protect you against DMF. You'll see your skin will change, you'll feel better, you'll sleep better, because this is radionics. Okay, this, and it never wears out because radionics is always being put into it. This also has all my top nutritional product frequencies are in this, and this is called Bodyguard. Okay, so this is radionics, and this one actually I would plug this in and recharge it, right? And every 16 seconds this thing pulses, and it pulses right into my cells, okay, to keep on tweaking my cells, okay, against all of the other stuff that's going on, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I don't put these up because, you know, right off the bat, I think this is like $1,200 US. Now, I put this up online for $1,200 US and people are going to be going, he's scamming us. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to do that. Okay? All right? And everybody's looking for a reason why Dr. Wolf is a scam artist and does, you know, so, no, it's true. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the reality. If I was a medical doctor, nobody would say a word. And I can do anything I want. I just got to put on a white coat. See, the beige isn't working. Okay. All right, I just say it like it is. It doesn't matter to me. I know the position I play. I mean, if you want to be in natural health, you're a quack. You know, if you don't go to a government-approved school, then you went to a paper mill and you don't deserve it. You should go to jail. You know, I'm okay with all that. I think it's wonderful. I mean, it gives a lot of people things to do, and you know, their life is not as boring. You know, you understand? Mm-hmm. I don't care. I don't care. You can't care what people think because most people don't think, but you need to love them anyway. Think about the people you don't like, and that's your illness. That's your illness. Mm-hmm. And you use those people because you don't like certain beliefs about yourself that you don't even know what they are. Mm-hmm. That's why people come and take my whole life coach certification. Yeah.
Those 2 dates you gave in October, if you didn't get the death shot, why are you turning your cell phone off? Just to protect yourself?
Well, I would be protecting all the people that said they didn't get the B, but they did. Remember, if my phone is near me and I'm in a class and I'm going to have...
You're right.
No, that phone will pulse into her.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not about me. It's about me caring.
So the phone will ignite around.
It's a pulse activator.
October 4 and
11.
11. Thank you.
I love it.
Yeah.
11 a.m.
Yeah. But that's Pacific Standard Time. Okay. All right. And then we're not going to bring it up again because now everybody's going, well, relax out, so whatever. So, it's like this. The end of the world's been coming for a long time, right? But the reality is I believe that this is actually going to happen. It may not happen on that date. This is their whole thing. I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about it because guess what? Most people won't believe it. So who cares? And the reality is I don't know for sure anything, except one thing. I'm going to have a great moment. Every moment. I'm going to look after every moment. I don't have to look after tomorrow. I don't have to look after anything from the past. I don't have to look after tonight. I'll be there. When I get there tonight, I'll look after it. Okay? And that's how you win your life back. All right? Okay. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Just know my last course will be happening in Bonita, Florida. And go to braveheartnation.com if you'd like to know where a Braveheart Circle is going on, a pelvic course is going on, where you can come and take a whole life coach course. I'll change your life forever. And I mean it. That 9-day course, you will never be the same after 3 days. Check with the people, check with testimonials. By the 3rd day, you're going to understand what real love is. And until you love yourself unconditionally, you've never loved anybody else unconditionally either. And good luck with that one, okay? And just know this, that no matter where you are and who you are, just know that that which created the universe has always loved you. God bless.
Okay. Thank you.